he followed me. Now I don't know if this was where he wanted to go, but I don't think it's where he wanted to go.
He's just telling his driver, "Wait, पीछे कर दे."
I saw him point because I can see now from the rear view mirror. क्या कर रहा है वो? I saw him stop outside for 3 seconds and then he left.
Hi everyone, today I'm sitting with none other than Agasthya Shah. Agasthya, for anybody who does not know you, although I don't think there are too many people who don't, but would you like to introduce yourself to everybody who's watching this?
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me first, Shaurya. My name is Agasthya Shah. I am a creator and entertainer. I make videos on Instagram and on YouTube, and yeah, I think my videos are pretty funny.
Perfect. Okay, Agasthya, the first thing I always do to start my guests off is a rapid fire, just to break the ice a little bit. So what are 3 words that you would use to describe yourself, Agasthya?
Enthusiastic, dreamer, and hardworking.
Oh, dude, my company's name is Sleep Deprived Dreamers, so I relate to that one a lot personally.
Oh shit! Okay.
So hopefully you've made like a little money from being a creator. What is the first thing that you chose to spend your paycheck on?
What's the first thing I bought? I bought myself a phone. Actually, I bought myself a phone. I was like, need a tool to like upgrade. So I bought myself a phone. That was before a creator. Actually, I bought it. I used to work as a social media manager. Like I used to manage people's social media. That's how I actually got my first paycheck and bought my phone. Yeah.
Damn.
That's something nobody knows about me.
This interview is already exclusive, Agasthya. I am already making sure that we have new stuff. Okay, so the first conversation I wanted to have with you, you might not expect this, but like I also have like a younger brother, so his name's also Agasthya, fun fact. But yours is with an H, so I think yours is like a Gujarati variant or something, because I've never heard Agasthya.
Yeah, they've added it, good luck or something.
Gotta put the rep, bro, put the stamp.
Yeah, dude.
But I noticed that you have a very wholesome relationship with your younger sibling, and I think a lot of people out there don't necessarily have that. And you know, one thing I was really curious about is like, what kind of a person do you think you'd be like if you didn't have a younger sibling, if you didn't have Hriditya in your life?
I'd definitely be pretty. I'd like to believe I'd be pretty closed off to people. I don't know why. I just like to think that because of my brother. It's like I talk to him every day. He's with me all the time. I just opened up as a person. Like I've learned so much from him also. I just feel like I wouldn't be such a good speaker without him. Right? You know?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know, how do you think he helped you in like content creation as well? Like, did you ever show him your stuff and ask him his honest opinion? Like, did you ever go for him?
I still do it. Yeah, for sure, dude. I show him all my reels before I post them. I sit with him and like tell him, "Ki, bro, what do you think? Did something funny happen that I can make a reel about?" I mean, he helps me. Most of my YouTube videos is with him.
I've noticed. Yeah. Even whenever I make a YouTube video, people are like, Shaurya, like, we don't want to see your face. Bring your younger brother on. You know?
Younger brother, dude. Love the younger sibling, dude.
Exactly. I'm telling you. Always. And when your younger sibling grows up, like your audience gets shook. They're like, bro, what happened to him? He was like this short, now he's growing taller. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's great. And I think, you know, like another thing I was kind of I wanted to know about is like, how do you think you have such a good relationship with him? Because I know a lot of siblings just like aren't that tight with one another. They don't share too much with one another.
Fair enough. I think our relationship has developed in the past two and a half years. I'd like to believe when he's actually grown up a little. Like you see, when we have a 3-year age difference, okay? And when he's in 8th, I'm in 9th, 10th, 11th. So,
yeah, you know, they don't relate too much. Different. Yeah, they won't be able to relate.
But now he's in 10th. Like, you know, he finished 10th right now. He's in 11th now. So I remember exactly how my life was in 11th. I don't remember how my life was in 8th. So, you know, I can connect to him. Like, I know what he's going through. I know what he's feeling. Yeah, exactly. And he was a grown up. Yeah. That's definitely.
And I feel like with your sibling, you pass this barrier where like initially they might snitch on you, but then slowly there comes that one point after which you tell them something, they will not tell anybody and they tell you stuff and you don't tell anyone. That's the best.
With my brother, I do shit for him that my parents don't know. So.
I'm just saying you don't want to expose anything to No, that's great, man. On the academic side of things, how do you think like doing a degree in college, because I know you're full-time college student right now, and I'll ask about how you balance things later, but how do you think learning stuff in college, is it at all helping you grow your business and generate, more revenue or more views, or just teaching you more about your entire space? Or do you think that you don't necessarily have to be in college to be a full-time creator right now?
Okay. So I think being in college is definitely important, but to be honest, I'm studying digital marketing now in my second year. That's my major.
Yeah.
And so when I was in my digital marketing introduction class, I knew like 75% of what the professor was teaching me. And the professor knew I was an influencer. He knew me.
When your teacher
Yeah.
knows you when you step into class. Oh
So
god.
my teacher's son used to watch my videos. I
Oh my
found this out
god.
later. But anyway, that DMAC digital marketing professor, he knew that I was a creator, right? And in class, whenever I used to answer, it would be good because I knew what I was saying and I knew I was right because I
Yeah.
do this.
Right.
And and it's I would say that 25% because I'm studying what I'm doing, that is helping. I'm
Yeah.
most people study and then after you study they pick up a job and do that, right? Here I am simultaneously learning and applying little bits of stuff.
Exactly.
But I'd say for the majority, I think it's the skills that I'm learning in my college, how to be with people in group projects, how to adhere to deadlines, how to write a good content piece or like an essay or like something like that. I
Right.
think it's the skills that I'm learning being in college, which are more important than the actual education itself.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I think for me.
No, that's definitely so true. I think that, like, at least for me also, I see everything running on skills. Like, even if I'm on a gap year, I see that I'm picking up new and new skills every day. And I feel like until you apply something, you're not really going to learn it. Like, you can take that online
Exactly.
digital marketing course, but unless you apply, you take, like, even if it's ₹1,000 budget and you run ads by yourself, you're not going to truly understand what the impact of, whatever you're learning can have.
I
Yeah.
agree. 100%.
And this might be a strange question, but how was it working with people for the first time? Because I feel like initially a creator is a very individualizing business. You are the entire business, you are the entire product. The hate is received and directed exactly at you. The views are exactly at you. The fame is also just for you. So then spreading that out and growing from a one-person team to maybe being managed by an organization, or maybe even as a student working with other people, how did you sort of end up collaborating? And maybe if you were a little micromanaging initially because you're really big on quality, obviously, how do you sort of let that go and increase your quantity?
So I saw. Okay, there's a lot of questions. Okay, one second.
I just realized I
uh,
asked 3 questions in one go.
yeah,
Feel
exactly,
free to.
exactly. I was like,
I was thinking, and then I sort of expanded the question slowly, and I was like,
okay,
okay, you know what? One at a time. How is it working with people?
exactly. Okay. Working with people is great because I'm learning it. I'm realizing it now also that I can't do everything myself. Like no
Yeah,
matter how much I want to. Like my YouTube videos also editing it is a task because I'm filming, editing so much. It's a
crazy.
lot. And I
Yeah,
wanted to have an editor, but then nobody would edit my videos the way I would. You know what I'm saying?
I have the
Like I need
exact same problem. I know exactly what you're talking
comedic
about.
timings, everything.
Doesn't.
Like it has to be.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's one thing that I'm still having a hard time getting an editor. But the people who manage me, like so, there's this person called Santu. He discovered me when I was at 2.5k, 2.5k followers on Instagram,
wow.
and he messaged me saying that hey, let me help you, grow and stuff like that. And I was like, cool, yeah, let's do it. And then he helped, and the organization was called Fetch. It was called it's like Slurp and Fetch is the
Yeah,
organization.
yeah, yeah.
There were other people. There's a guy called Harsh who helped me with like brainstorming ideas. Now my manager Ashutosh, he's the best. He gets me the best deals. Santu also, like
Guess I'll do
it's
it.
just like dude, it's like a combined effort. I think that because just I'm the face of it, but dude, it's like whenever I'm stressed or something about this, I call Santu because he's like the most experienced guy in this field that I know. Period. Like the amount of knowledge that the guy has. I call him. Then if I ever I'm stuck with ideas, I call Harsh. If I ever need something to do with like deals, something I call Ashutosh. So I have these people who I trust around me, and
Yeah,
that makes working for me very
yeah,
easier. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Because if people who you trust, it's like
yeah.
you can let things go a little bit.
Exactly, exactly. And how do you feel being the face of it? Because the good side of it is that, you still are technically in control, but the bad side is like, let's say tomorrow something goes wrong, you get like a little hate, or maybe you say something that's not the best. then that inner circle isn't there to the face value, to the public, then you get all of the criticism and everything sort of comes tumbling down with you. And like, it's almost like if you were a company, the valuation of your stock is you. So how does that feel sometime, and how do you try to maybe manage it a little bit and make sure something doesn't happen?
I'm very, very conscious about what I say online, like at all times. Like I like to believe that I will never, I don't want to jinx it, but I like to believe that I will never slip up in the sense, because I am so particular in what I say and how I say. And if I don't know what I'm saying, I just shut up.
That's great.
This has happened, Clubhouse was a recent boom when
Yeah.
happened. And there were certain rooms where I was a moderator and other people of my friends were moderators. And some topics were being discussed, which were a little controversial, but like people, certain topics were being discussed.
Yeah.
And I was not educated at all. And so I just shut up. Like I didn't say a word. Like
Fair.
even though I was the moderator or anything, I just let them go. Like I didn't say anything. Like nothing can come on me just because it's my room, but I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I'm very cautious with what I say online, and that's definitely how I'm going to stay safe in the long run.
Yeah. That's actually a great thing, because too many people nowadays don't wait on if they know something, if they don't know something. Half knowledge is possibly the most destructive
But
force out there. Like, you'll
good
just
thing.
say something without understanding anything about the situation, and your perspective might not even be full. Like, it's
Yeah,
almost like you're speaking on behalf of somebody else because you assume how things are for them. And that is then going to completely roger you in the long run.
for sure, dude.
Yeah, man. And I think, along those same lines, like, not to discuss too much about hate, but how did you deal with all of that in the beginning? Like, even if, sometimes you're exposed to an audience that doesn't know you. Let's say you do like a Netflix, a Netflix sponsorship
Oh,
a download. I saw the comments on that and they were just really harsh, really
well,
harsh.
dude, you're
Yeah.
going in on me. No,
And
no.
I know that, as creators, it's very easy to say we don't read comments, but sometimes we're biologically wired to sense harm and danger in our environments. Like, for example, if 10 people say good things about you, one person says something not so great about you, you tend to notice that one, bad comment. So when you get waves and waves of it, what do you do? Like, what does someone in your position try to do?
Um, so dealing with hate is something that I look at now with a very positive mindset, because I'm pretty sure you know Gary Vaynerchuk, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he preaches how he deals with haters, and that's where I got how I deal with my haters. So I deploy empathy towards some of them. If I see a very bad comment, if I see of such a this, I just if not, I don't write a comment, but I just try to send like, okay, fine, you might not be the happiest in your life right now. I hope things get better for you. Sometimes I'll actually reply like, hey, thank you so much for that. I hope you have a nice day, something like that, because I'm I don't like to believe that they hate me. I think they're just having a bad day, and
Yeah.
or some people just want to be in my place.
Yeah, they hate us
Good.
because they hate us.
Yeah, exactly. Some people just want to be at my place, and they won't agree it, but they want it, and that's why they'll throw hate towards me.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. And I think, like, along the same lines, like, wanting to be on your place, have you ever had the desire to be in somebody else's place? And have you ever got stuck in that,
Yeah.
cycle of
How can I
comparison?
lie, dude? 100%. Yeah, obviously, dude. It happens to everybody. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Right,
But
right.
I don't throw hate towards them, right? There's a difference. You can get inspired and want to be someplace, get inspired from that person, or you can throw hate. It's like you either build your own
Build your
building
own
and make
building.
yours the tallest, or you tear somebody else's down and make yours the tallest.
Exactly. The latter is so much more counterproductive because you're still in the same
Exactly.
spot.
Exactly. You're not actually going up. More buildings aren't going to see where you're going if you're just tearing other people's buildings down.
Right,
And
right.
yeah, for sure. I wanted to be where other places that people have gotten like something that I wanted, and I'm like, shit, why don't I have it? But then again, this brings me back to that comparison which I told you. I'm dealing with that a lot recently. I'm just trying to understand that I'm 18 right now, and I have what I have right now, what a lot of people don't have in their life. I'm trying to be so grateful for what I have now,
Yeah, yeah,
and slowly but surely, it's definitely helping me come out of that comparison mindset and understanding that there is no comparing. There's only creating in what we do, right?
yeah, yeah,
Ultimately, it doesn't matter if you have the biggest numbers if you're not actually inspiring and touching people. You
yeah.
know,
That
like
that
you
makes
be,
so much
be the
sense.
biggest. creator, but if you've not changed somebody else's life, if you're not inspiring people, if you've not made somebody's life better, then what type of a entertainer or an influencer are you? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And like, on that note, what is possibly the most heartwarming comment you ever gotten, like along the lines of possibly changing someone's life?
So there was this. I don't know if this is changing someone's life, but I definitely made somebody's day a lot better. And this was during the COVID times when I was just starting content creation. This will always be one of the best comments I've got. They DM me actually, and they said that there was this doctor, and she was working in the COVID ward, and she lost, I think, 3 patients on that day in the COVID ward,
Oh my God.
right? Died, and she came home and she watched my videos to lighten up her mood, and she went to sleep a little lighthearted, and she laughed because of
Yeah.
my videos, and she DM me saying that your videos really helped me. I lost 3 patients today, but watching your videos brought my mood back up. And I was like, fuck dude, if I can do that, I'm not stopping here.
I was talking to Dave actually about this, and he said that you're someone he's seen change because he's seen you up close, like, and change not in like a bad way, in the sense that your personality and how much you're willing to put yourself out there. So if you had to compare yourself to, like, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old Agastya, how do you think you suddenly developed that confidence over a period of time and decided that, I want to be on camera, I want to be making other people smile? Like, how do you think all of that happened?
I think it came from, so honestly, I'll tell you, dude, from seventh to, let's say, 10th, okay? Seventh to ninth, let's say, I did not have a friend. I did not have friends, like a good circle of friends.
Yeah,
I had a
yeah.
lot of that. I think Dave and I both relate because people did not like us in 10th. We became best friends in 10th standard. I think it's because we were always something we had which was very similar, and people didn't like us or something or whatever. That's how we became friends. But it's like, dude, fake it till you make it. Like I used to walk around like I'm the fucking shit. Like I just kept telling myself that I'm worth it. Like, positive self-talk, self-belief, that I am the best here. Like I'm going to outwork everybody. I'm going to show everybody who I truly am. Like, especially the people who said I can't be something.
Yeah.
I think I stopped victimizing myself.
Yeah.
Is where my change came. I stopped making excuses that I don't have this, I don't look as good, I'm not as talented, I'm not as funny enough, I'm not whatever, dude. Excuses, excuses, excuses. I just stopped making excuses and said, hey, this is me. Okay. Just take me the way you want or don't take me, dude. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that's
Yeah.
that's great. I think, the victim mentality is very, very dangerous, because there is
Very good.
always going to be someone out there who has something you don't. And if you just point to that person and say that's the reason you don't have something, they're not actively removing something from your life, and they didn't
Yeah, yeah.
necessarily ask for what they got. So the
Exactly,
comparison
exactly. They
makes
didn't
no
necessarily ask
sense.
for it either. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, dude, 100%, man. That's so true. And like, another thing that I wanted to ask is, like, when you're making videos, and like I've sensed this as a creator as well, sometimes you feel the need to put a little extra energy into your videos. When you're on camera, you suddenly are a little more lighter, you're more related.
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from? Like, I've always asked myself this, like, why do you feel like some people are just like, oh man, you're like something else on camera? The moment you're on camera, you're like a different person almost.
The audience can sense the energy, dude. If you're gonna sit like, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back, dude. You can definitely sense the energy. You're like,
There's a
whoa,
snap.
this guy's bringing the energy, and you'll want to watch, like, what is he doing, instead of I'm just sitting. And it's like the energy is very important. It's like, I think when a camera's on me, especially now, I feel like some additional boost comes.
I agree.
Like, even when I'm like working out, I'll tell you like secret. That's not secrets what I do. When I'm working out and I have like the last 10 push-ups, 15 push-ups to go, I'll purposely record myself while doing it. And I just get some kind of a boost. That,
Yeah.
imagine if people are watching you live right now.
Yeah.
Like,
You
that's
just hold
kind of
yourself
the
accountable to people who don't exist in that moment.
exactly.
Yeah. It's like if you work out with your friend, you're bound to work out better because you have that
Yeah,
one-to-one, you're looking at them, they're energizing you, they're looking at you. So when you put the
exactly.
camera up, it's like 40,000 people are looking at you.
Or yeah.
And then you have to bring the energy for 40,000 people, and you feel like your energy should
Exactly.
be enough to disperse into, not 40 is the number I say because I have those many subs, but like 250,000 people.
No, but the energy for them to see you and the energy for them to stay there,
Yeah.
because audience retention is so important. And if
And
your
it's
energy
hard.
drops for a second, they're out, dude. They're
They
out. It's
don't
so easy to
care.
click off. It's
Yeah.
so easy.
Yeah. And I think it sort of reaches a point where people are then willing to watch you do anything. Like I will
Yes.
guiltily watch my favorite YouTube creators. They will make coffee also. I'll be like, you go, bro. You go. Like
I
I'll put
agree.
up cheerleader boards because they've developed such a deep relationship with you that now you don't have to constantly impress them. It's like, if you're with a girlfriend on the first date, you're going to impress them. After the 10th date, you're
Yeah.
comfortable with them. You'll do anything.
Yeah,
It's cool. You're just
yeah.
chilling.
I agree. I agree.
It's
Definitely.
coexisting. So
Yeah.
whenever you've had a fan interaction, have you ever felt a little awkward that they know literally all of your personal school stories, dating stories? They've seen your sketches, they've seen so many sides of you, and you don't even know this person's name. You've touched so many lives.
When I meet fans, it's I don't like to call them fans. I like to call them
AgFam
supporters.
support.
AgFam, dude, AgFam, dude. They asked for a name, and the best one they came up with was AgFam and Agasthya. So I mean, like, let's do both. So we just did that. I actually like AgFam, dude. Genuinely, like, I don't know, people find it cringy. Sure, it might be a bit cringy, but it's who I am. You take me
It's
or
your
leave me.
family, bro. It's your family. Nobody messes with
Exactly,
your
my
family.
family. But whenever I meet supporters, I call them supporters. Whenever I
Yeah.
meet supporters or people like fam, it's like I know these people. You know what I'm saying? It's never like if I'm there and it might be, oh my god, Agasthya Shah. But when I meet them, I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? How are you? Like, what is your day? What do you do today? Like,
Yeah.
a friend. I'm talking to a friend.
Yeah. You don't
That is
understand the influence dynamic and the power dynamic because you see yourselves as equals. You're like, oh, it's just another person. But for them,
yeah,
they've kind of
exactly.
pedestalized you.
Exactly. Yeah, it is what it is. But I always ask their name, like, what's up? How are you? I ask them about themselves because I just put myself in the shoes of Agastya 1 year ago if I met my biggest idol. You know what I'm saying? Or like some creator I've seen.
That's so
It's like,
nice.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And have they ever tried to invade your privacy or anything? Have you ever felt uncomfortable?
Today, today, dude, I put on my Instagram story. I went out. So I was making lasagna, right?
Yeah, I saw.
So I went to get the plates from my nani's house. And on the way back, I met this guy in a car. His driver was sitting and he was also there. And he looked at me. First the eyes go like this. I wouldn't say. I said hi to him. He said hi, and we are driving. He followed me. Now I don't know if this was where he wanted to go, but I don't think it's where he wanted to go. He followed because he took the exact turns as me. Yeah, everywhere he's going
He's just
behind
telling
me.
his driver, "Wait, पीछा कर ले."
Yeah. I saw him point because I can see now from the rear view mirror. क्या कर
Yeah,
रहा है वो पीछे.
yeah.
And I entered this lane where I stay, and I saw him stop outside for 3 seconds, and then he left.
Holy shit. That's crazy. He wanted to see where you live.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Damn, dude. Well, don't worry. We're not exposing any phone number, email ID, nothing over here. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I think, the last question I kind of wanted to ask is, you're doing so many things at the same time. Like, does it ever come crashing down for you? Have you ever had any of those lows and where you sort of had to pull yourself back up? Or do you think, your dreamer status or your optimism sort of carries you through in general?
Nobody can be like an optimist 24/7.
Yeah, I agree. As someone who calls himself an optimist, it's hard sometimes. And it's even more pressurizing sometimes.
Exactly, because you're like, bro, I'm supposed to be happy all the time.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Really good. But I think it's happened recently only where my growth. See, I'm not ashamed to admit this, but I feel in my sense I'm learning that not everything goes according to what I thought in my plan, like
True.
everything.
Your
But I
goals.
do believe everything happens for a reason. Everything
Facts.
happens for a reason. That's what I believe in. So when my growth plateaued or like I went down in followers for the first time in my life for like a span of 3.5, 4 weeks, where it
Hmm.
was almost break even or negative. And that was one of the most mentally hard times I've had in my life. It's because I was so used to getting like 60, 70,000 a month. And
Yeah.
here there's this month where I'm breaking even or losing a
Yeah.
few thousand followers. And I'm seeing other people go up. They aren't stopping. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, dude, what am I doing different? What am I doing wrong? You know,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
why
true.
is it happening to me? But I think those times I learned to take the down.
Yeah.
Like I've learned that in order to go up, you need to go down. So you go down and then you go up.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah.
can't keep going up. Your car will like seize if you don't stop for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
People who drive
I've
manuals, listen up.
but I've really in the recent times, like what I told you in the start of the interview, I've learned to realize that I want to do this for a long time. I don't want to be one of these influencers who go up, burn out, thrown out, and they're gone for like in a span of
Yeah.
1.5 months. And then they have to
Yeah.
get a desk because I will never be able to do a desk job after this job. I want to be like a marathon runner in this field. And I'm just realizing it now.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Exactly.
I- My dad tells me that it's because he sees me every day the way I'm working, and he's like, dude, you're not going to be able to sustain this over 10, 12 years.
So true. Yeah. 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 It's just
Learning to calm down, take a break sometimes, you know. Yeah.
Voi. Yeah. And I think one of the, the biggest things I think I at least observed from you is that when you're first growing, there's a small group of people, which means they have the same set of priorities. They have the same set of likes and dislikes. But I think when you grow to the size you are, there are smaller communities in your follower base. There are people who look to you for different things. And you will go crazy trying to satisfy each of those kind of people. Because
Okay.
even if you talk about talking to two people, you'll have to change the conversation a little bit. Think about talking to 250,000 people. Eventually, like one small group of those people is going to be like, okay, I don't relate as much, and that's okay. But the thing is, you're changing as a person, so why should you hold yourself back because maybe your content isn't as relevant to that same group of people anymore? So I feel like it's a problem that only someone who has achieved the growth you have will face. You look at people at 80, 90,000, they will grow to 125,000, they'll grow to 150,000, but only after that do they become big enough where the bubble sort of starts to shake a little bit.
What you said makes so much sense that when you're at a smaller point, you can satisfy everybody, but when you grow, you physically cannot
It's
satisfy
impossible.
everybody.
It's impossible, and
Give me a breakthrough right now. Nice.
welcome, dude. I'm just saying that's what these podcasts are for. Get to know you a little bit better. But yeah, dude, I genuinely think so. And I think that, there are two kinds of people in this world. There are two kinds of spheres in this world. One is like the busy bandwagon, where we think if we fill our task list with more things, we're going to be happier. But what I've realized over a period of time is that your time will blur. Like if I've realized if I have a jam-packed day, I don't remember that day. In reality, I don't remember it. It goes like this. But you have one meaningful conversation with someone, you have one lunch with your family. That moment sticks. Even though it was never slotted in your calendar, it was never on your to-do list. That's something you end up recollecting. So, I think that's kind of something that stuck out with me. Like have a highlight for your day. Have one thing that you kind of want to get done in your day that gives you satisfaction or joy. And it's like a memory, it's something that you're going to remember.
Makes sense. That really makes sense. Like I'm one of the people who you said like the busy
Busy
bandwagon. I think
bandwagon.
the busy
Yeah, busy
bandwagon.
bandwagon.
Yeah. I just feel like if I'm always doing something, I'm accomplishing more, but sometimes it may be counterproductive.
Exactly. But is there any last thing that you wanted to talk about? Any message you'd like to send to your supporters if they're watching this, who've seen you come through all of this journey, or even if you were watching this 5 years ago, things that you would like to say?
If I was watching this 5 years ago, or supporters, I'd say that please don't be afraid to chase your dreams, dude. Like no dream is too small, no dream is too big. No dream is too big is the most important thing. Like wherever you are, if you work hard and if you imagine yourself in that position, like fake it till you make it. If you can see it in your head, you'll see it happening in reality.
Manifest it,
And
dude. Manifest it.
manifest it.
Yeah.
And it's like I hate people who say I want to do this, bro, but nahi hoga. Kyun nahi hoga, bro? Aise.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Exactly.
anything can happen. I'm
Yeah.
proof. You're
Yeah.
proof.
You didn't
Like
have any credentials to come on the platform and start making stuff, and people also might be like, oh, are you entitled? Like, why do you feel like you're the person who should do it? Because you're not doing it, so kaun karega?
yeah, वही ना यार. People say छोड़ यार.
समझ गए यार. It's good, but thank you so much for doing this, Agasthya. I hope like you were able to take something away from this as well. This is
I
great.
love doing this. I love doing this. Thank you so much for having me, man.